I'm Grover, the podcasting otter over here on Grove Street FM. Be sure to download our Grove Street FM app for easy access to all of your favorite shows and past episodes. Visit www.grovestreet.fm today to start listening.
Whoa, it's been 2 years. We're not divorced. We're still here. And the magic of Disney still lives in our hearts. Hey, Woody.
Hey, I looked in the app today, the podcasting app,
Okay.
and the last episode we left it on the cliffhanger.
We
And
did?
I know at least 3 people have just been sitting on the edge of their seat for the last 2 years. Like, well, what happened to part 2?
Oh my
Their adventure in the
gosh.
fall. Like, what happened?
We didn't give them part 2?
We sure didn't.
Oh, we are terrible.
It's like a show that thinks it's going to be renewed for the second season. So they plant the seeds and then they actually don't get renewed. That's kind of what happened. It's not what happened. We just got busy. So sorry,
did.
everybody.
We did get busy, but we did,
It's been an eventful 2+ years.
right.
So not that that's an excuse, but just saying.
So I guess I need to go back and listen to the episode to visit the cliff because I don't remember where we left off.
So full disclaimer, and this is me being vulnerable and apologizing. I think the last episode, right, was kind of a negative
Oh yeah.
outtake on my opinion on our last visit, because we had gone, it was right around COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and we heard the crowd sizes were small. We went, and then we got there and we were like, wait a minute, they're not as small as what we thought. And people that were really uptight about the mask, we had a little incident with we had a little ice cream incident with the mask and the cast member, and
Oh yeah.
so I have to admit that left a bad taste in my mouth. And we did part 1, and then I was just kind of in a very just to be honest, in a very negative place about where we came, like our last trip,
Yeah.
And I think 1 month became 2, and then became but a funny story is that we ended up between that episode in 2020, y'all, that was October 2020, we've been several times in between, in between
We
then
sure
and now.
have.
So
We sure have.
So I guess let's do season. This is season 2. We're
Okay,
gonna start
welcome to season 2.
Season
Welcome to
2.
season 2.
And full disclaimer, we're gonna hit the reset button.
Okay.
Woody's not gonna be an old grumpy curmudgeon about a place called Disney World. So
Yeah, I think you were a little bit stingy when it came to that, but I think our last 2, right? So we've been twice since then.
yeah, we went again year, and then we went last year in 2021.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
Had an absolutely wonderful time.
Yes.
And we had a wonderful time after that last episode, because we ended up going back and going to Saratoga,
Yep.
and it was magical. I don't know why we talked then. We're like, let's do another episode and just tell everybody that we had a great time, and we didn't do it. I didn't do it. And then we ended up going last year to Port Orleans and had a magical time.
Right.
And then the reason today, I don't want to spoil anything, but today I checked the tracking for our upcoming trip, and our magic bands are supposed to come today. And so that was like, we were in the car and we were at the studio, going to the studio to do something. So I was like, we need to kick it back up again.
That's right. So let's talk about Saratoga Springs.
Oh my gosh.
So how did we end up? We didn't, obviously we're not DVC,
No.
sadly, but we got booked to Saratoga because we had originally planned to stay at Disney's Port Orleans Resort.
Yes.
And they called us, I guess, what was it, a month maybe
before?
before?
It was during COVID, and things were starting to open back up.
Yeah.
And we had booked a trip originally for Port Orleans, but that resort hadn't opened yet.
Right.
Hadn't reopened. So the cast called. They wanted to know what we wanted to do, and whether we wanted to refund the trip, and we really didn't. We wanted to go, but we also, the resort selections were limited because if everybody remembers, when they shut down, they staggered reopening everything. Right. So they gave us a couple of options, and honestly, the options they gave us, I was blown away. Like, I mean, they were saying, okay, well, we can put you up in Saratoga Springs.
That's it. Yeah.
Key West.
Yep.
Coronado. So, I mean, they had some really great alternatives. And then I think on a whim, I was just kind of like, well, let's just do Saratoga. I like how close it is to Disney Springs. And
well, if I can remember, you were looking at reviews of Old Key West, because we had, obviously, our hearts are at Coronado.
Yeah,
so
and we
that was an easy pick
we like
for us.
going new places.
We do. We like
really
going new places, and we like being knowledgeable, at least a little bit, about each resort and what it brings for us as a couple with no children to versus if you do have children. Like, we like to be able to tell our friends and family, like, hey, this is what we thought, and hopefully they would value those thoughts. But so we looked at Saratoga. I remember we looked at different reviews, and it didn't get a bad one.
No.
I think the only thing someone said, I think I read one thing, was that it felt a little bit bussy. And that because the resort, because the resort was so big, that there is like a pretty big transportation highway, not highway, but like throughway.
Yeah. It's spread out
because of the golf course, because
it's spread out.
Yeah. So I think that was the only thing, is it's not on its own little island parcel. It's more, it is divided up into two.
Yes.
And there is a road that goes through, but that road isn't as busy. I mean, well, this was during COVID, so I can't say.
Well, and the normally, I'm gonna be completely honest, like that is out of our price range.
Oh,
like, I mean, that is like, we never typically look at that level of resorts. So immediately when she said that, I remember coming in there talking to you and like, okay, all right, we got an opportunity here.
Yeah.
What do we want to do? And I think that, like, the reviews, we started just doing a quick search, right? And then seeing the road split it, but we were like, it's okay. It's fine. It's close to the springs. And then I remember talking to the cast member on the phone, right? And saying, I just asked her, I was like, what would you do? Like, tell me, like, we've stayed at Coronado and we love it, which is fine. Cause they were going to put us up in the tower. That's important to note. In the new tower, which was, it was tough to turn that down because you can actually view some of the fireworks and stuff from there. But she recommended Disney Springs. I mean, not Disney Springs, Saratoga, because she said it's so close to Disney Springs and you can walk. And she was like, "Y'all, if you all like to kind of walk and that you'd like that," and that, I think that's what we said. Okay, let's try it.
Yeah, because I think we walked to Disney Springs every night except for the night of the Christmas party.
Oh.
I mean, we did.
Yeah, we
loved it.
It was wonderful. It was I'm telling you, I wish it was in our every trip price range. But the room was fantastic. It was clear, and we had a beautiful view of the golf course and the water. And it was wonderful to wake up every morning and have a balcony to sit on. In our room, we had a nice little kitchenette.
Yeah, that was one of the things I think that was my favorite, because we tend to sleep in some days. There are some days where we're up and at 'em and we want to hit the park. But most of the time, we don't really get going until like 9 o'clock.
We're not rope dropping.
We're not.
Sorry, we're
we
not.
Bust down no
We are shut the blackout curtains, and we might get up before noon some days.
I remember we went to the little concession, like the little grocery store they have there in the resort.
Yeah.
And you were like, Pop-Tarts. I was like, oh, perfect start to the day. And we have a toaster. So that little kitchen was a plus. I loved that.
It was wonderful.
I mean, it was stacked. They had plates for you, silverware, paper towels. Nothing was ever needed.
It was a great room.
It was a great room.
It was like just a ton of, it was almost borderline, like if it was an apartment, I would be totally okay with that.
Right. There was a sofa. There was a little, like a little 2-seater dining room type thing there.
You took many a cozy nap on that little sofa.
Oh, I did. And the bed was wonderful. The bathroom and sinks were separate, which was nice. Like normal, that is normal resort. But this was like they had a separate water closet plus. That was so nice, especially just on those long nights when you just want to like lay in the bathtub.
Yes.
But yet you can still access everything else. So it was nice.
This was just to put in context for everybody, this was still 2021.
Yeah,
this was, I think, November. I think it was November 2021. This was it.
And cast members around the resort were basically like phantoms. You remember we would wake up and there would be a basket.
Yep.
It was like a bed and breakfast. Like we would wake up, we'd get a little tiny knock on the door. It wasn't anything to wake you up. It was just to let you know something was outside. We opened the door and there was a laundry basket filled new sheets, new towels. Yep. It was almost as if housekeeping was like, hey, sorry, this is what we would normally do, but since it's COVID, we're not going to enter your room. But for us as people who literally, we do turn down room service just because we like to have our space. We're not nasty. We don't have trash everywhere. This was like the best, literally sheets, towels, new toiletries, 4-pack of toilet paper, paper towels, paper plates. It was almost as if they thought, you know what, we're going to give them what we would give them every day, but in a way that felt still cared for, still, we just never had to go and like look for something.
No, it spoiled us.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you that like Saratoga had never, ever been on my radar just because of the price.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, like when we were looking for quick trips, we were Pop and All-Star, right?
Right.
Our go-tos that we usually really like to stay if we want to relax in vacation are Coronado, Port Orleans, Caribbean, stuff like that. So like this was again like out of that range. So just a quick, let me tell you something. If Disney had a program where they would put people in some of these, I don't know if it's a deluxe resort, maybe it is. I think it's a deluxe.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there.
It's up there. It might not be deluxe. It might be moderate, upper moderate, but whatever. But if they had an opportunity where you could stay one night and just experience it, I think people would snatch it because ever since then, everything has been compared to that in a way,
Oh yeah.
But some of the positives, I will say this on the Saratoga saga. Positives was one, which I should have done a podcast after that to actually thank Disney for being so wonderful after that negative experience at the Halloween party and all that stuff. I just should have, like, it's just ridiculous. But the fact that they put us up in that with really wasn't that much extra. Like, I mean, things were fairly cheap. And the main positive that the room. And the other thing was the distance to Disney Springs. Like, I didn't know how much I appreciated that until we went back to Port Orleans, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And we couldn't walk there, like that
but we could walk to the beignets.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. Oh, but I loved because us. If anyone knows us, we really like after you've gone to Disney enough times. Like, of course, you want to ride your staple rides and you want that experience. But after a while, you just kind of like walking around looking. Mm-hmm. Like, you just kind of like going here, going there. And that was probably the biggest plus was just being able to walk across and just wander around Disney Springs after the parks closed for a little bit. Just like we were bored. Oh, let's go over here.
Yeah, and you remember we walked to the tree houses.
Oh, the villas.
Wasn't that cool?
Oh, we just explored the resort. Now looking back, I think everybody's aggravated. I mean, this was still during the mask time when you had to wear it, walking around. So that was super annoying. But I will tell you this. It wasn't all like golden streets and everything. The only thing that I would say, this is personal preference between us, right, was that we are so used to bigger gift shops. So I think this is a thing with resorts that are in the deluxe anyway.
Right.
Like they're very boutique-ish, right? And I'm a Walmart Target guy. Like I like having like a ton of logos thrown at me. And that was my only thing, is that the gift shop wasn't like 2 levels. It was a little small. It had all some great things. We found the Spirit jersey, the blue one, the special with the silver stars. We were looking for that.
Love that.
We got stuff there, but I'm so used to the bigger gift shops that it's like when you go to the nicer resorts where they're smaller, sometimes it's kind of like, oh man.
And they really are catered to the theme.
Very themed out.
Yeah. This one certainly had a little bit more than like Riviera or something like that. Yeah. But for me, I felt like this particular dining experience was wonderful.
Oh, it was great.
the things that you could get there versus say Port Orleans or Coronado. I loved that the house-made chips, I think they were your favorite.
Delicious. Had them every time.
And they just had such good options for, you know, we do opt. Now we have more appreciation, and we'll talk a lot more about this on another episode, but we're more now just like the veil has been lifted on the food.
Yes.
Of Disney.
That's the Port Orleans trip we're going to talk about. Yes.
But I think we used to be very regimented in that we would only eat at the resorts, or we would grab a pretzel at the park or an ear of corn, right? Like
very snackish.
Very snack. There you go.
Cafeteria.
Yes. So like we just couldn't get, we just couldn't get over that. We wanted to kind of get back to the resort where we knew the kind of, cause we're those people that we like to know. We like to know. And why would we ever think Disney would let us down? I don't know.
Well, and we did get in a routine.
Right. There you go. Routine.
During COVID, like when we took my mom, right?
Yeah.
At Caribbean, everything you had to order through the app. Everything, everything was very centered around the app. And I think y'all know my thoughts around that, the last negative episode. But when that started lifting and you could actually, it just like we're finding this whole new world of Disney that I'm glad we're finding though. Right. Because, after you've been a while, you're not that you're bored at all, but it's just kind of like you always want to discover stuff. And we're starting to do that. And we really discovered it on the next trip.
Yes.
Now, I would say Saratoga, I don't know that we'll ever be able to stay there again. Who knows? I don't know. I would give that like 5 out of 5. Like that to me is a vacation, right?
Right.
It's not super themed.
Are you giving it 5 popcorn buckets?
5 popcorn buckets and a Saratoga chip. On cinema.
On cinema. I'm giving it 5 popcorn buckets.
Do a little sound.
And 5 Dole Whips.
Yes. It was great. The theming was just enough where it's like a place where you could, I don't know. Well, obviously it's near a golf course. That tells you something. The golf course is there.
It's quiet.
Your grandparents would love it.
Yeah, it's lazy.
It's like, but it's definitely not like if you've got little kids that like theme and like Mickey and all that. It's not super themed.
No, and I think too the pools, access to those, you do have to walk.
It's spread out.
It is a walking man's resort. But that being said, when you have 3 Mickey bars plus, everything else,
13 miles is needed.
It's a good thing.
So, all right. So fast forward. That was the Saratoga. That was the end of 2021. We ended it on a great note.
We did.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fast forward. We go to last year. Like I said, while we were at Saratoga, right? We booked, we did we've promoted this before. We resort hop. While we were there, we went around again and we were like, we really still want to stay at Port Orleans. Right. So we book the Port Orleans trip while we're still there on the Saratoga trip, right? Mm-hmm. We book it for the next year, 2021. Cool. Lord. Wow. Man. 2021.
Yeah.
Right. So we booked that and I booked a royal room, right?
Yeah.
So we stayed at Riverside, Port Orleans Riverside. And I booked a royal room, which is water view, but it's themed like a princess room.
Yes.
Right. It's got like gold accents. You can tell it better, but it has like cute pictures. It has like this light headboard.
Yes, it lit up like the fireworks over the castle, and it had a little Tinkerbell vibe. There were framed portraits of all the princesses and princes. Just everything. Even Aladdin's carpet was the carpet, which I thought was really fun.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was.
Beautiful. You walked. I could imagine. Like I'm 41, and I walked in and I was in awe. Right. And you were I mean, you loved it. You absolutely loved it. But like, I can only imagine like a little girl walking.
Oh my goodness.
And being like, this
is everything.
Yeah. But I have to say.
And what a room we had.
Queen beds. We get 2 queen beds on vacation.
We sleep really well. But we had this room there was a courtyard with a fountain, and we saw how many weddings? 2?
And they were absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
Like we were like, we should renew our vows.
Yeah. One girl came in on a horse and carriage.
Yeah.
Super sweet, small weddings. But man, what those girls had was like, I mean, a beautiful, it does feel like Tiana, like a setting from New Orleans.
And it was beautiful weather for them.
It was.
And the river as the backdrop. And then it was just, I can't.
And then you have, of course, the, the main kind of the resort clubhouse type thing has that giant wagon wheel that turns. And so that's also in the background of these girls' portraits. And so when we were there, it did feel a little bit magical.
Oh, for us, again, our go-tos, we're really in a value lower moderate level when we go, because we don't stay in the rooms a lot, or we didn't before. And, so for us to all of a sudden start experiencing just 1 or 2 levels up, I get, like, we started staying in the rooms more.
Yeah.
We started staying around the resorts more. And Port Orleans became, if I'm not mistaken, and you can chime in, became our favorite.
Oh yeah.
With that trip.
Hands down.
Because it was something about it. Like, the beignets we're going to get to, but just everything about it, like the tone, the pricing was good. The crowd, the room was magical. The food was wonderful. The crowd in the cafeteria wasn't overpowering.
Yeah.
And it was just, I can't say enough good things about Port Orleans Riverside. And we walked over to the French Quarter some when we wanted beignets.
We did. Oh my gosh. We sure did. And I think that is definitely on my list, because I tell Woody I really want to stay there, but I also do not, I kind of fear the proximity to the beignets.
Well, we had hyped ourselves up for those. So we've been reading about them, and then all of a sudden we experienced it for the first time. And we made it a plan where we could only get them if we walked. So we had to walk.
I think that's a good plan.
And it was a good hike. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a good hike from Riverside to French Quarter. God, they're delicious. They're amazing.
There's nothing like them.
They are almost a reason to stay at that resort alone. Now, I will have to say, a few of the things that I missed from the other resorts for Port Orleans, Saratoga, I loved being able to walk to Disney Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Port Orleans, I loved the boat ride.
Yeah.
Even though it took a little while.
Yeah.
It's still pretty.
It is.
You have to, it's wonderful, but you still have to wait. You had to wait for a boat.
Mm-hmm.
I missed having a Skyliner, like at some of the other resorts. I missed kind of having like 4 different options to kind of do things.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I can't. I know I'm getting 5 popcorn buckets, 5 Mickey pretzels.
Oh,
5 Mickey pretzels out of 5. Yeah, I'd give it 4.5, 5. Like, it's my new go-to when looking, for upcoming trips.
My favorite, I think, with the dining and was you could get Thanksgiving. Remember, you could get Thanksgiving every night.
Yeah, it was,
because I'm big on the turkey and the dressing and like
cranberry sauce.
I seriously could eat it all year, but I try not to. But yeah, I remember that was like my go-to meal. Woody tries everything. Like, he tries the pasta, the burgers. He does it all. But once I find my favorite little dish, that's me.
I've tried some of the vegan options. I'm not vegan, but I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not that way in our normal life at all. Like,
no.
I'm very like Chipotle on Wednesday nights. But at Disney, for some reason, I've become this like, let's do it. Right. Except for roller coasters. But what was and this is gonna make us sound like we don't know Disney at all. We rode for the first time this last trip, Test Track in Epcot. My God. What have I been missing? Now we had to wait like 2 hours to get on the thing.
We sure did.
But I don't know why we haven't ridden it before. Again, I get such into like blinders on where it's like I get in my routine, and then even stuff that's been there for 100 years, I forget to do. But that was awesome. So we've had 3 or 4 positive Disney experiences since you've last heard from us.
Right.
That nobody, like, we didn't tell you.
Right.
So if that tells you the stuff you read on the internet, it's usually the negative, and then the positive, we forget to do stuff.
That's right.
But it was the last couple of trips have been wonderful. So then fast forward, Port Orleans, magical beignets, amazing. Then we're booking this trip. We booked this trip, right? So when we go to book, one, being self-employed, you don't have a regular pay system, right? So whenever we book a trip, it really just depends on how many checks I've gotten in the bank and how many clients we're doing videos and
how many
stuff.
tips are in the jar.
How many tips are in the jar? So we booked this one. We were looking at Port Orleans, but part of me, I'm gonna be honest with everybody, I want to stay at a new resort, right? So we had never stayed at All-Star Movies. We had booked it a couple times and some reason didn't work out, or we upgraded, or we went somewhere else. It had always kind of been like the affordable option. And we were like, I want to go here this time. Well, we booked that coming up in less than a month now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like exactly a month from today. We're going to go to All-Star Movies.
Yeah.
And I am super excited because we've never even, this is pitiful, we've never even been in a gift shop in any of the All-Star resorts.
No.
We've never even stepped foot in an All-Star resort, period.
Nope.
Like, I mean, like explore the gift shops or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. And Woody plans he does plan our vacations and our resorts out. And then he kind of comes to me and says, hey, this is what I have. And I'm always like, yeah, no, 100%. I trust you. Like, you've never led me astray. It's always been a great experience, but he's really good at looking at cost versus time of year versus weather.
Crowd calendar.
Yeah. And so I completely give him all freedom to plan our vacation, and I don't really have a say. So he brought the idea of staying at an All-Star, and I thought, well, why not? I mean, we have had some bad experiences at Pop Century, and that's only because there's things that they can't control, like a leak in the ceiling. I mean, that's not a cast member's fault, and then we did get, what was it?
I will say a bad room placement, but so granted, little context with that, so Pop, I guess, gets some of the flack because we've gone there the most.
Right.
But back in the day when we first got married, we would take 4-day trips,
mm-hmm.
right? Like real quick trips, like maybe 2 or 3 nights and come back. For us, it's a 13-hour drive.
Yep.
So we leave at 2 a.m, get down, check in, and we would stay 2-3 nights, go back. So, and we were doing that a lot because we just wanted to be around the vibe. But it is exhausting, and I think a couple of those trips, our room got placed pretty close to the pool, laundry, whatever, part room, and we were just tired, and it was just irritable, and it there were several things that kind of contributed to some of the negativity of my outlook on vacation. But now it's we really haven't had a horrible experience at a resort in a while. And I wouldn't say we had a horrible, it's just that we walked in, the AC was leaking in the Pop Century one, but they gave us a new room within 10 minutes.
Oh,
that was fine.
And I think too, you have to look at what you want your resort to be. And I think that's what we have discussions about. What are we looking for? Because now if we were to honestly say we're going to book Saratoga Springs again, that would have to be one of those resorts where we want, or trips that we want to have a resort that we can nap.
Yes.
That we can kind of just lounge.
It's what you want your vacation to be.
Sit by the pool. That's kind of that. This one, we have gotten so into the food.
Yes.
Of Epcot.
Oh, I didn't even talk about that.
It's okay. That's why I'm giving you this segue, babe. Yeah. That now we're who cares about the room? Now, not that we're gonna toss it to the side. We are gonna be very excited and very appreciative no matter where we are. But it's okay, now we have reservations for a couple different restaurants, which Woody will tell you about. Plus we've just discovered these little corners of Epcot and of Animal Kingdom and of a couple other places where it's oh my word, the food. And so being out and in the parks is something that's our trip this time. It's what can we do? What are we excited about? What rides are we and what reservations can we make as far as food?
So this last trip to Port Orleans, right? That trip we spent, and it's funny because when you go to Disney, I think, you kind of you form your favorite parks and your favorite experiences. And mine was set. Back in the day, Hollywood Studios was absolutely my favorite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Magic Kingdom. I mean, Magic Kingdom is almost always, and don't take it too deep, but I loved Hollywood because of the movie making and everything. Then Animal Kingdom, and then Epcot. Epcot was whatever, right? Fast forward to this last trip. And Epcot skyrocketed for both of us. I don't know why. It just all of a sudden was like, let's go to Epcot. Because at night we were looking, we were relaxed, and we were like, well, let's go.
And we could take the boat.
Yeah, take the boat.
Which was nice. You didn't have to wait in a bus line. You didn't have to walk to a bus stop. We just literally walked across the little bridge and we were there.
And we ended up just like, oh, well, what do you want to eat? And when I say that we have been routine at snack stands, we didn't even do like the walk-up restaurants. Right?
No.
And this last time in Epcot, we discovered Lotus Blossom.
Oh,
I'm telling you, like we ate there. It was like, oh my gosh, what have we been missing on like a level up dining? We haven't even made reservations anywhere. And then so we eat there like, I don't know, three times. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And so we started partaking in some of the beverages around Epcot more, and it was wonderful. So really, I would say for people that have gone to Disney for a while, you probably already know this, but like, you know, if you've gone to Disney once or twice and you've had like an iffy experience or whatever, it's like, just know that really the more you go, the better it gets, in my opinion, because there's no pressure. And I know it's expensive. It's gotten even more expensive since we went last year. So I know that when you go, you try to cram as much in, but it really, and I know that Laura has said this several times, it's really what you want your trip to be. Mm-hmm. Is it a vacation where you relax, or is it, I'm going to Disney World? Because Disney World technically to me is not a relaxing vacation. It's a fun vacation.
Oh, yeah.
It's not relaxing.
No.
You know, you're not going to get a ton of rest. You're going to come back tired and walked a lot. But I mean, it's kind of like, it's okay if that's the mentality you want for your week or 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So so fast forward.
Right.
Fast forward. So since Port Orleans, we're staying this year, staying at All-Star Movies, right? Staying for another week. So Laura's 40th birthday was September. This September 2022. She turned 40. Oh, sorry, I gave your age away. So it was a big birthday.
Well, right? It's a hard birthday.
A hard birthday because I hit 40 and I gave her a heads up. I said, listen, a couple weeks, you'll be kind of out of it. I'm serious. You hit 40, something kind of clicks in your head. You know, you kind of in a fog for a little bit. You're like, and you know, life hits you. and then you kind of shake it loose, and then you just start like, who cares? Like, whatever. Okay. Then
what can I do about it?
Yeah,
Nothing.
Yeah. You start telling people no. Like you said, it starts becoming awesome. Like I like my 40s better than I like my 30s. But it was a big birthday present. Birthday for me, for her. Well, I'm confused, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like I had to give her a really good gift for her 40th birthday, right? So I've been kind of warming her up, right? Like getting her small stuff, and because I can't hold on to presents whatsoever. So if I get it, chances are she will get it like a month early. Yeah. So like, I mean, there were things that I had given you in August, July.
Yeah.
This is for your birthday. This is for your birthday. Okay, so fast forward. So her birthday gets here, and I'd found you a really awesome snow globe that was hinting to what I was going to give you for your birthday. And it was on a boat. It was the big boat snow globe. She'll post a picture of it on our Instagram. With all the characters. It's vintage. Don't get me wrong. Like it's vintage, but I found it on eBay. So that was my big quote gift to her. And she loved it, whatever. So that was the night before her birthday. Well, she woke up the next morning and I had to go come to work. And we have officially booked our first Disney cruise. And that was her birthday present. We're next year, a year away, we're going on the Disney Wish. And so she has been, listen, y'all, she has been after, well, it's not, I won't say bugging. That's not the right term. She has always kind of brought up how much she wanted to go on a Disney cruise, not pushing it whatsoever. But she is always like, I'd love to go to Disney cruise. And I'm just kind of like, well, we booked it. Okay, so get this. So we're going on the Disney Wish next September. Okay. Again, y'all know how to book with Disney. Super easy.
Right.
They require like a minimal deposit that you can pay. And it's just, I love the fact they do that. It is amazing. Right. So we're really looking forward to that. And we're going to have more information on that probably in future episodes. However, her husband got Disney greedy and was like, okay, so we're going, what is the port that we're leaving from in Florida?
Canaveral.
Thank you. I don't know names. She directs me. It's an hour from Disney. Okay. So we're like, well, we're going on shorter cruise because I get super motion sickness and we're testing the waters, so to speak. Well, then I was like, we pitched the idea the other night. We're like, okay, so listen, we will never really stay at a deluxe resort, right? Because we drive 12 hours, and for us to stay, we like to stay a week, and it's just too expensive. I was like, all right, listen, we're going on a cruise for 3 nights. Why don't we hang out in Florida for another 2 days to kind of come down off of being catered to on the Wish so that we don't get right back to work? And old Woody over here pulled a trigger and surprised her. And we're going to actually, for the first time, now listen, she'll tell you her thoughts on this resort, but we're actually going to stay at the Polynesian for 2 nights. 2 nights, y'all. That's it. That's all I could stomach when I saw the price. But so, we're gonna do 2 big things next year, and we're super excited for. And I'll let you tell why the Polynesian it's 2 resorts that you've been wanting to stay at. 2,
yeah,
and that's
when we resort hop, I always kind of picture myself as like, okay, what would it be like if I was staying here? And of course, there's some resorts where I feel like, probably wouldn't fit in here. But
Riviera, I would be out of place, and Floridian, Woodrow would be out of place.
Yeah, I mean, because I got a good old boy over there, and he would be fine. And I think he's a little bit gun shy about those 2, but I am too. I feel like the 2 resorts that I've always kind of said, okay, if we had just money to throw away, I mean, to say that, and would be the Polynesian, absolutely, hands down, and then the Wilderness Lodge. Those 2 have been just on my list. So of course those will be, maybe we have to save for 2 years, or maybe if there's a good chance that there's a hurricane and we get kicked out of Pop Century and they send us over to Wilderness, that might be what we get. But and
we want to stay in Wilderness. You have it's not just to go to Wilderness.
I want to go at Christmas.
Yes. So let everybody, it's a very specific.
It's a window, and that window does grow in the dollar signs as well.
Yeah.
But I think Polynesian is going to be oh my gosh, exceedingly what I want, only because I want to be able to say, their Dole Whip's downstairs. I also want to just get a feel for what it would be like to sit on the beach, watch the fireworks, and again, like, have access to monorail. We've never stayed in a resort where we could hop on a monorail. We've got Skyliner down. We've got obviously the buses.
I love Skyliner.
I know. And
that's like,
yeah. And sometimes we just get on the Skyliner to ride it around.
Plus, I like the sound because she does the voice really well. Give him a little.
I don't know. It's like the
river, like you're crossing something.
You're now crossing Bay Lake. Walt Disney's first. Whatever.
There we go. See.
Yeah, love it. Love the Skyliner, but disembark on it. So I'm just letting you guys know as we wrap this up. I feel that we're incredibly blessed to be able to share our experiences with you and be able to kind of give you even our small and invaluable thoughts on Disney. But
it's no Disney news podcast. Please do not come to us for the latest of news.
Look, I'll Google something quick if you
I know. Well, I did Google one story. Can I tell you one story real quick?
Sure.
That was really funny. It's not funny, but like, I just thought, like, even this. All right, so I'm gonna read the headline and see what you think about this. A New York fugitive was vacationing in Disney World after nearly 1 year on the run, and then an off-duty officer spotted him. So listen, like, all right. So this guy, I'm not gonna say his name. He was charged last year with stealing the identities of at least 4 people to fraudulently obtain almost $150,000 in COVID-19 relief. Relief loan.
No.
All right. So he's at Animal Kingdom. He's at Animal Kingdom.
My man.
Freaking having a good time, man. Like, I get it, man. He's there, and he's spotted by an officer, and then the officer told Disney security, and they ended up getting. But even fugitives on the run can't stay away from Disney.
That's right.
I mean, you could try, but you're always going to come back. It's just
you're going to catch me here.
I mean, if you go get arrested, I mean, that that's it. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of that's your Disney news for the day.
There you go. That? Hey, we thank you guys so much for listening to our nonsense. We absolutely love being back after 2 years hiatus. But hey, we'll be back for another episode where we share some of the upcoming things that are happening in our Disney lives, and we will catch you on another episode.
I'm Grover, the podcasting otter over here on Grove Street FM. Be sure to download our Grove Street FM app for easy access to all of your favorite shows and past episodes. Visit www.grovestreet.fm today to start listening.